Hello everyone, and just a quick warning, sorry if the sound appears a little bit different today. I'm using a different microphone, it's a shock mount today rather than the usual that I use. So this is the first time I've used it on the main channel, so there's a little bit of a difference. I think I found the right kind of setting, but I'm still not sure about my little proximity issue. But I think I sound okay enough to be heard, so that's alright, plus I've got Audacity. Today's video is a news item brought to you by the living meme, the legend that is Shia LaBeouf. Yes, the museum that was hosting his performance art that he was going to do for 4 years, you know, the whole anti-Trump thing, they shit-canned it. It's gone. It's not going to happen again. And why, you ask? Well, according to page 6, the installation had become a flashpoint for violence. No, I'm not making it up. That's exactly what the museum said, and well, let's go through the article, shall we?
A Queen's Museum said Friday it is shutting its controversial anti-President Trump exhibit dreamed up by actor Shia LaBeouf, conceding that the installation has become a flashpoint for violence, the Post has learned. A webcam mounted on a wall outside Astoria's Museum of the Moving Image, titled "He Will Not Divide Us," began filming on Inauguration Day, and was to be in place 24/7 for the duration of Trump's presidency. But clashes between pro and anti-Trump forces were too much for museum brass to justify the art project. The installation created a serious and ongoing public safety hazard for the museum, its visitors, its staff, local residents and businesses, the museum said in a statement. While the installation began constructively, it deteriorated markedly after one of the artists was arrested at the site of the installation and ultimately necessitated this action. The statement said the controversy led to numerous arrests and prompted around-the-clock police controls.
To be honest, I don't know what they were thinking when they were allowing this to happen in the first place. I'm not saying that they weren't allowed to do it, but this is Shia LaBeouf. This is 2017 Shia LaBeouf. He's no longer the sane, vaguely kind of talented child actor that he used to be back in the day. Now he's this kind of crazy, zany, weird man who occasionally acts, but apart from that, tries to do his best Bill Murray impression and tried to become a living meme. In many ways, he had succeeded, but that's besides the point. The guy is unhinged at the moment. The guy, he's not mentally there. I don't know if it's drugs, I don't know if he's just suffering from some kind of mental illness, but what were they thinking? What were they thinking? They knew that this was going to happen, right? They must have known when they sat down with Shia and they planned it all out that this was going to happen, that this could potentially happen, that Paul, trolls, anybody could have turned up to that open event that anybody could go to and troll it and try to basically take it over or just to wind up Shia. I can't really say that they could predict that he was going to be violent to them, but they should have known that perhaps he was going to be a little bit unhinged and might not be able to take the banter as well as, say, some other people. But honestly, it comes to no surprise that it really wasn't going to last the whole 4 years. I'm actually kind of surprised that it lasted about, 2 weeks, if that? I thought they'd at least do it for a month, but wow, this got shit-canned really quickly, and well, I for one want to see more, so let's continue.
Those busted included LaBeouf, who was put in cuffs at a late January scuffle at the Oddball installation. Neighbours complained about noisy visitors loitering on their porches in the early morning hours, urinating and smoking marijuana, the local community board said. Following a deluge of complaints, the 114th Precinct has set up a 24-hour patrol presence outside the museum, the NYPD said. Community leaders and neighbours said something had to be done. Why don't they put the cam inside the museum? That has been raised by some individuals, said Community Board 1 District Manager Florence Couloris. The concern is the quality of life. There's action going on during unacceptable hours. The museum needs to find a way to make the project better for everyone involved, she said. Meanwhile, a prominent museum board trustee had slammed the project as misguided and said it was authorised without her input. I was not told. I don't really know how it happened. I was upset when I found out about it, said Claire Schulman, a former Queensborough president. It was a mistake to do it. It's unsafe for a public institution to do a project like this, said Schulman, a Democrat.
Oh boy, that's a lot to take in. That is a lot to take in. So essentially, they couldn't control it. They weren't anticipating anything like the reaction that was going to happen. And the local residents, which we forget there were people that were living around that area were not too pleased. They were not happy. So not only was it the trolls and Shia LaBeouf's behaviour plus other people apparently got arrested, not just him, but the community, and also somebody who's linked to the museum and the community itself was not happy at all. And she was a Democrat, and she's saying this shouldn't have happened and that it really ought to have been inside. At least that's what the community has been saying. And I, for one, probably agree with that. It's okay to have public things like this, exhibitions that are open to the public that people can do. Like, for example, in Trafalgar Square, they have that plinth that's always open so that people can put like a statue on or do things on it. That is literally the exhibition itself. It's for the people. That kind of thing is okay. That's fine. But this, honestly, with a webcam, that's only going to invite trouble because it's on 24 hours a day and people are going to use it 24 hours a day. People are going to get up at the most extreme hours to do crazy shit. And lo and behold, at night, most of the crazy shit was taking place, usually by shitlords. So I really don't blame the police having to set up a 24-hour kind of thing to basically police the area, even though it was meant to be public even during that 24 hours. But then again, if it's only being done in 4 years, like it's meant to be a 4-year thing, why does it have to be 24 hours? That's one thing I wondered, like, it's okay to shut the webcam off at night. I mean, even the president sleeps.
The president then continues and says it's inappropriate for that location. It's a city building. It's a city institution. It's one of the finest institutions in the city. While valuing free speech, Shulman noted the American Museum is a tax-exempt, not-for-profit institution that is barred from engaging in partisan politics. Opened in 1988, the Museum of the Moving Image showcases the art, history, technique and technology of film, television and digital media. It is housed in a city-owned building and receives hundreds of thousands of dollars in government grants every year.
And much like Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, the article basically ends there. And I agree with her 100%. Free speech is an important right to have. We have a right to express it, but the museum is a public place that is meant to be out of that whole partisan politics thing, yet here's Shia LaBeouf essentially using it to further his political agenda or maybe his popularity. I know that Jaden Smith, the philosopher guy, well, he's definitely doing it for his popularity. Like, look at him. Do you really think that he was there because of politics? No, he wasn't. The museum was essentially breaking the rules of their tax-exempt status. They're not supposed to meddle in these affairs. So, by allowing Shia to do that, they've essentially broken their rules. So this is kind of a big deal, and she really should have been notified about it. This is insane how they fucked this all up, and I'm glad in a way that it's over, because now the museum can stop breaking the rules, order can now be restored, and essentially the most embarrassing thing to happen to the left since the election and the riots has ended, and that can only be a good thing, right? And no, I'm not saying that I'm glad it's ended because free speech, they didn't deserve to do that thing. No, obviously Shia had a right to do that in another place. Sadly, that museum, not the great place. I mean, he has enough money to do it elsewhere. He could probably find a place, build like a little tarpaulin or something, get a grant from, I don't know, a city council or something, say, I want to do a performance art project in this field or this part of the city, in this place. And I'm sure he would have got permission. But no, instead, the Museum of Moving Pictures, and all hell breaks loose. But anyway, that is the end of this little saga. I kind of miss it though, I wish they continued, but it had to be shit-canned because of all the legal parameters and the fact that it was essentially creating chaos for the local community. So, Shia, become sane again. Philosopher guy, whatever, just leave. Nobody cares about you. And until next time, people, this has been SharmyMan93. Like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, donate to my Patreon. Until next time, I'll see you all later.